All right, welcome back everybody. My name's Austin. Today we're talking about Chainlink, Polkadot, JPMorgan, and Ethereum. We're talking Bitcoin, Ontology, the failure that is Yam, and much, much more. Hit subscribe if you like staying informed, and let's jump in. Big ad today in the Financial Times from Galaxy Digital, Mike Novogratz company, broadcasting to the hundreds of thousands of readership saying now is the time to invest in Bitcoin. In uncertain times, Bitcoin is a hedge independent of the hegemony. This is massive for awareness, especially because it hits a certain demographic, a certain traditional readership. People's minds are starting to change here. In the traditional financial world, people are starting to see Bitcoin as that independent hedge that is a viable investment. Now, before we get to Tron and Polkadot, pretty significant news involving Ethereum, at least for Ethereum infrastructure and software firm ConsenSys, who is right now in the process of finalizing a $50 million raise via convertible debt, and JPMorgan is leading the investment. That means JPMorgan is investing into an Ethereum incubator. That should make you feel good if you hold Ethereum. JPMorgan is giving their nod of approval. And the deal, which could close this month, is in tandem with ConsenSys' plan to take in JPMorgan's quorum. So again, what is JPMorgan's quorum? Well, that is what was open sourced in 2016. Quorum is a JPMorgan-built blockchain platform based on the Ethereum protocol, but Quorum is designed specifically to process transactions within a permissioned network, which solves the privacy issue for businesses if everything's permissioned, and performance challenges, because it's way easier to scale if it's permissioned. And it is currently being used for multiple initiatives within JPMorgan and by outside financial firms and vendors. Right now, JPMorgan controls this, owns this, but now potentially JPMorgan is saying, hey, we'll turn this over to you, but then we'll take a stake in you with this $50 million convertible note raise by ConsenSys. The two key things that you need to know if this deal goes through is that JPMorgan is said to be making a strategic $20 million investment in this $50 million raise of money. And also just know that this is two separate deals that might go in tandem with each other, meaning that the firm, ConsenSys, is raising convertible debt while also in parallel a deal in the works in which ConsenSys will take on JPMorgan's Quorum assets. So one could go through, the other could go through. It looks like now both are probably going to go through. And we're probably going to see a lot more incubated projects for Ethereum with some of this funding now by JPMorgan. Next piece of news involving Chainlink. But first, big Bitcoin news. Coinbase is now set to offer Bitcoin-backed loans for US customers. So if you own Bitcoin, this affects you. Coinbase will allow US retail customers, you, to borrow fiat loans against as much as 30% of your Bitcoin holdings this fall. So if you end up needing some quick cash in the next few years, this is a way for Coinbase to have you keep your coins on their exchange, but also you won't have to sell your Bitcoin. You can get a loan off it and get cash instantly. Let me share with you two details. Coinbase, one of the most regulated crypto exchanges, is setting very conservative parameters on their new product, capping credit lines at $20,000 per customer, so you can't get more than that, and offering an interest rate of 8% for Bitcoin-backed loans with terms that are less than a year. So very conservative. Now what's interesting is that they're making this very accessible to the everyman, because customers will not need to fill out an application and they will not need to go through a credit check as of now, and the borrowers will be able to receive their loans in 2 or 3 days. Pretty quick. In a direct quote from Coinbase, have you ever needed cash for something urgent, like a car or home repair? In the past, you might have sold your Bitcoin to cover it and incurred a taxable gain or loss. Now you don't have to. So it's another option. Good for Coinbase because they get to keep your Bitcoin on their exchange. And obviously, if you need quick cash, good for you. Now, I would be really interested to know what you think about all this. Give me your comments down below. Next piece of news, Uniswap. If you're wondering what is the best decentralized exchange to buy ERC20 tokens, right, any token on Ethereum, Uniswap is killing it right now. Their August volume topples their already record July volume, and we're just 2 weeks into August, and already the volume on Uniswap has tied, and we have 2 weeks left. Check this out. Just in the past 24 hours, Uniswap reported $213 million in volume, accounting for more than 60% of all decentralized exchange volume that we have. So that's the headline. The news is in the headline, and this is just a decentralized exchange, meaning this is just a protocol, and people are using it to buy and sell ERC20 tokens. Next piece of news for Polkadot. Polkadot reveals the details of their upcoming DOT redenomination. Do you know about this? Well, the altcoin Polkadot, which is very new, and it's a blockchain that's meant to be interoperable, work with all blockchains, on August 21st will be denomination day, where new DOT tokens will be 100 times smaller than before, with user balances correspondingly showing 100 times higher, and the price lowering by that same multiplier. So what this means is one Polkadot token is trading at $356 per coin, and there's a total supply of 10 million, which is pretty rare in cryptocurrency. Bitcoin has 21 million, but most altcoins, they just denominate in the billions. So what this means for you, it's like if you had a $100 bill and then everybody trades in their $100 bills to $101 bills. Your balance will be 100 times higher and the price will be 100 times lower, but the value is going to be the same. So just know that that's coming. And one more point on the Polkadot network, the native DOT token serves three main purposes. It's a governance token. You can use it to help vote on development and furthering the progress. You can stake it, that's your reward, earn some passive income, and of course bonding. So just know that at the end of the month, if the market cap stays the same, and again, it's so new, we don't know the exact market cap yet, but 356 will go down to $3.56. I'll keep you updated. Two quick pieces of news involving Ontology and Tron. Tron's BitTorrent network has just reached 2 billion downloads. So many people are using BitTorrent right now, but the BTT token, the BitTorrent token, remains 74% down from its all-time highs. So what gives? Well, remember, BitTorrent existed before there was a token. It was already very popular, and then Justin Sun bought it, added its own native token, and even last year, the network accounted for 3% of all downstreams and 28% of all upstream traffic across the internet. Yet it seems, and I'm just doing some basic logic here, it seems the token isn't as needed for the system to run efficiently. Let me know what you think. Next piece of news for Ontology. Ontology releases a new decentralized identity solution to benefit DeFi users. So we're seeing some of these altcoins from the last few years sort of, in a way, rebrand to fit the DeFi narrative. And Ontology, you might remember, is the high-performance open-source blockchain specializing in digital identity and data. So keeping your identity and your information secure on the blockchain. Well, they have just announced the release of a new decentralized identity solution, which will make it easier and more secure than ever for crypto holders and traders to manage and exchange their digital assets. To me, this isn't really DeFi. DeFi to me is lending and borrowing on a blockchain, and this is really just doing what was always in their white paper, talking about identity solutions. But what this announcement really means is that for you, through Ontology's decentralized identity solution, digital asset holders can now access a 360-degree view of all their holdings on one dashboard through Ontology's website or Ontology's Onto application. Users will have a clear view of their assets, no matter where they're kept on what app. They can all do it on one app, I am assuming this means, no matter what wallets those assets are held in. In addition to that, users will be able to view their O-score, Ontology's decentralized credit scoring system, on any chain. So I like it. This is a good update. It's nice to see them making progress. I wouldn't call this DeFi. I would just call this continuing what they set out to do the last few years. Identity and information solutions. And finally, before we get to the flash in the pan, the failure that was YAM, as we reported yesterday, to continue, Chainlink has broken into the top 5, still getting gains, and has surpassed Bitcoin Cash earlier today. And really, that's it. The hype continues. Be prepared for corrections. Corrections are part of any healthy bull market. Just stay safe out there. Next piece of news, YAM is dead. If you are unfamiliar, we informed you about YAM and a few other 100x altcoins that were exploding. YAM actually was up, I think, over 300% in less than 24 hours. It's dead. It's dead. This is the price chart. So what exactly happened? Well, YAM Finance, an experimental DeFi protocol, crashed to zero after the discovery of a rebase bug. So the protocol, the smart contracts, they were unaudited. A bug was found, which basically destroyed the whole system. And what's interesting is that other DeFi protocols like Compound, Yearn Finance, and Balancer plunged shortly thereafter. It spooked the whole DeFi ecosystem. This is a direct tweet from one of their developers. I'm sorry, everyone. I failed. Thank you for the insane support today. I'm sick with grief. And if you watched our video from yesterday, the developers themselves were saying, be careful. This thing is unaudited. Nobody has checked the protocol, but people were just throwing their money in to this DeFi hype. So just be careful. The minimum we should be asking for is, are these smart contracts audited? It doesn't make them perfect, but at least that would be some third-party verification saying that the code is relatively sound. And that's it. Let me know what you think. Oh yeah, one more thing. We will be releasing 4 short clips from our CZ interview that happened about 3 weeks ago. So just expect it. They're small. They're more consumable for more people just to learn about cryptocurrency. So expect those later. See you tomorrow.